I am going on a sound hunt, Maggie announced to the sky. She pulled on her bright red boots, which were perfect for adventuring. Maggie wanted to find the silliest, funniest, most giggly sound in the entire woods. Her boots made a loud stomp, stomp, stomp on the path as she marched toward the tall, green trees. What would she hear first? Maybe a beetle that sneezed, or a flower that sang a funny song? Maggie stopped and listened very hard, cupping a hand to her ear. The wind rustled the leaves, making a gentle shh sound. That was a sleepy sound, not a silly sound. Maggie giggled. "The hunt is on," she whispered, stomping her red boots one more time before tiptoeing into the quiet woods. Deeper in the woods, Maggie heard a strange noise. Thump, thump, thumpity bump. It sounded like a tiny drum playing a bouncy tune. Maggie peeked around a giant mushroom with white spots. There she saw a rabbit with long, floppy ears. The rabbit, whose name was Pip, was thumping his back foot against a hollow log. Thump, thump, bump. "Hello, Pip," Maggie said in a loud whisper. "Is that the silliest sound you can make?" The rabbit stopped thumping. Pip wiggled his nose at Maggie, then thumped his foot one last time, extra fast. Thumpity, thumpity, thump. It was a very busy sound, like someone in a big hurry. "That's a great beat," Maggie said, "but I'm looking for a sillier sound." Maggie waved goodbye and continued on her way. Next, Maggie followed a rustling sound coming from a big pile of crunchy autumn leaves. Rustle, rustle, swoosh. A little chipmunk with puffy cheeks shot out of the pile, covered in red and yellow leaves. The chipmunk, named Chester, shook himself from head to tail. A tiny leaf was stuck right on the end of his nose. Chester tried to blow it off. He took a deep breath and pfft, the leaf didn't move. He tried again, even bigger this time. Pfft. The leaf wiggled but stayed right where it was. Maggie couldn't help but laugh. A chipmunk trying to blow a leaf off his own nose was very funny. "That's a silly sight, Chester," Maggie laughed. "But is it a silly sound?" Maggie was getting close to the sparkling creek when she heard it. A tiny, squeaky, wobbly sound. Squeak, a wobble squeak. It was coming from a family of ducks paddling in a line. But it wasn't the mother duck, and it wasn't the father duck. It was the littlest duckling at the very end of the line. Every time the duckling paddled its feet, it let out a little hiccup. Paddle hiccup. Paddle hiccup. The little duckling, who Maggie decided to call Bubbles, looked very surprised each time it happened. Bubbles the duckling hiccuped so hard that he wobbled from side to side in the water. Maggie sat on the grassy bank and clapped her hands. A hiccuping duckling was definitely the silliest thing she had seen all day. Maggie was about to declare the hiccuping duckling the winner when she heard a new sound. It was a loud, happy slurp, followed by a cheerful gurgle. Maggie looked down and saw a big green frog sitting on a mossy rock, using his long, sticky tongue to catch a fly. Slurp! Then the frog, whose name was Ferdinand, puffed out his green throat and let out the biggest, happiest, most bubbly burp Maggie had ever heard. Beerp! It echoed across the creek. The hiccuping duckling was silly, but a giant frog burping was hilarious. Maggie laughed so hard she rolled in the grass. "Ferdinand the frog, you win!" Maggie cheered. "That is the silliest sound in the whole wide woods." Ferdinand just blinked and let out another tiny burp.